Hey everyone, Django Fett here, Honey Down Games, Comics, TV shows, movies, and more, and this is a review for The Road. So I have this on Blu-ray that I watched. I have a copy right here. And with the end of The Last of Us practically being over for Season 2, it's time to talk about The Road. And before we talk about The Road, let's talk about The Last of Us. So, I have to admit, I am not the biggest fan of The Last of Us. I've watched the walkthrough, and that's really it of the part 1. I've never really been interested in part 2. Don't like the direction they went through with part 2. But I watched the show and really liked the season 1 of The Last of Us. I thought they did a great job with replicating from season 1 into part 1 of the video game. Thought it was pretty good. But there's also some things that I do have to mention is that I did feel like it was a ripoff of The Road in many ways because even the director himself, I forget his name off the top of my head, he said that he was inspired by The Road. And The Road is actually the novel. It came out back in 2006 and it won a Pulitzer Prize for fiction. And I've actually never read the book. I've always wanted to read the book, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So The Last of Us, I had a liking to it, but I always thought it was one of the most overrated games of all time. Everybody was hyping this thing. Oh my god, oh, like I watched it, I watched the walkthrough, I wasn't like super impressed with the story. I thought it was fine, but I wasn't like super like, oh my god, my mind is blown by it. I was just never like that. But I've always been interested in the gameplay, and I really want to get a chance to play it for myself one of these days. Part 1 and Part 2. Part 2 I'm not really looking forward to just for the story direction that they're trying to do, but Part 1 especially I do want to play. And I'm really not a fan of how they're doing with Season 2, with the direction they're going, especially with Bella Ramsey's character, with Ellie. I know she's getting a lot of hate. I kind of get it at the same time, but I feel bad for the actress. I just feel like she's not made for the role. Like in part 1, like season 1, she was great. But then season 2, it just dropped off completely. And I don't really like the direction they're going. And I think they're trying to just do season 2 and then season 3 to finish off part 2. And we don't even have a part 3 of the video game yet. So we'll see. I think this is just going to be half of part 2 of the video game. And then we're going to have season 3 coming out like 2 years later. And then by that time, we should have part 3 or something of the video game. Who knows? Neil Druckmann is doing some other things too, but I'm not really a fan of Neil Druckmann in general, but that's just a topic for another discussion. Now, I had to watch The Road because I'm a big fan of The Road. I really liked this movie back in the day. It came out back in 2009, and the novel came out in 2006, written by Cormac McCarthy, and he also did No Country for Old Men. And the fact that they had the movie right after, like couple years later, after the success of the book, says a lot. So I really want to read the book and the comic, see how they compares to the actual film, because I've never actually read those, so I can't really compare to it. So essentially, The Road is about two characters. You have a father and a son surviving the events of the post-apocalypse. Very reminiscent to The Last of Us, but this is before The Last of Us, okay? This is what it started, okay? This is the original shit right here. And it stars Viggo Mortensen as the father and Cody Smit-McPhee as the son. And I didn't even realize he was Australian, but he did a great job in this. You also have Robert Duvall, Guy Pearce, Charlize Theron, Michael K. Williams as the thief. Rest in peace, Michael K. He did a great job. And we had a very small role in this movie, but rest in peace. Wish him all the best. But he was an icon in Baltimore, so he will be missed. But Viggo Mortensen plays as the man, Cody Smit-McPhee as the boy, and Charlize Theron as woman. And you actually don't have any names for any of the characters. You just have titles around them. So you don't have actually names. So I thought that was really unique, where you just don't know what happened, and you just have the man and the boy surviving. And you also have Charlize Theron as the woman, who is in these flashbacks, and he's with Viggo Mortensen, or she's with Viggo Mortensen, and you see that she's like really defeated and just hates this world this new world that she's in, because before she had a great life with Viggo Mortensen's character, and now it's just all been taken away. And she's great in this too. And it's really crazy to see that Charlize Theron is in two of my favorite and some of the best post-apocalyptic films, with this movie and also Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, I thought that was really cool to see that. This one is a far more unique post-apocalyptic film because it's not as like crazy as something like Book of Eli or Mad Max, something like that, but it's a much more realistic, down-to-earth take. Even more down-to-earth than Last of Us, which is with the zombies and stuff like that. This is just like about human characters and how they would survive and show like the brutality of this world. And you have some of the most brutal and life-changing things that I've ever seen in a film, where these things that I saw in the film, they really fucked me up and gave me nightmares. The scenery, that it's absolutely brutal what happens in this film. Even more so brutal than The Last of Us. And there's some brutal stuff that happens in The Last of Us. But here, this is a whole nother level of what you see with cannibals and raiders and how they're preying upon other people and how they are trying to survive in the background. It's pretty graphic, and yeah, you see that firsthand. So they're trying to survive, trying to get to the coast. What this coast is, what the importance is, you don't know, and then you try to find out, and you try to piece it together yourself. And this movie is directed by John Hillcoat. I've never really heard of any of his other films. Lawless, I did see. But The Road was his only memorable film. He's not done anything else since, like, that's been memorable to me. So there's not really much negative I can see about this film. So I gotta give The Road a... It's an incredibly horrifying film. It's a realistic take on how you survive the post-apocalypse. And it's no holds bar. And I feel like it really captures Cormac McCarthy's novel. Now, as someone who's never read it, but I feel like it really captures the essence of it. Now, you guys can let me know in the comments if you've read the book, how it differs in many ways, because I'm sure there's been many stuff out there when it comes to movies and TV shows and video games where it differs dramatically, but it still holds true to the actual formula. So you guys can let me know how much it differs. If you've read the novel, let me know in the comment section below. If you're looking for a really brutal post-apocalyptic film, watch this film. It's absolutely great. It beats The Last of Us. It was the original Last of Us, in my opinion, and it is absolutely great. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below. Tell me what you think of The Road, the movie, in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Django Fett, if you haven't already, and I'll see you, my fellow Mandalorian brothers and sisters, next time. Ooh, yeah.